Hello and welcome, everyone. Sorry about that. Looks like I've minimized myself for some reason, so I don't even know why that's happening. So I'm over here in the corner, like just a little tiny person. I don't know why it's doing that, but anyway. So welcome, and we are here. Let me remove that. There we go. I don't know why it wasn't doing that from the beginning. So I apologize for that little snafu right off the bat. So we are here today to do a pop-up live stream. I'm going to start trying to do these on Wednesdays whenever I get a chance around 3 o'clock. I just realized I think I'm doing this at the same time as another YouTuber that I follow, and I feel kind of bad about that, honestly. Hey, Curtis, welcome. Thanks for joining in. So let's see. Trying to think of who it was I was just talking about. I just lost my train of thought. Thanks, Curtis. It's all your fault. No. So Orville. Yeah. Anyway, I just lost his name. I apologize. But no, I am. Let's see. It's always suspicious when I press like and I don't see the net. I know, right? Because YouTube's just. Oh. Sorry about that, everybody. It's my mechanic. I'll call him back. So he's working on my truck, trying to get it ready to go. So we're going to watch some trailers this week. I've been watching trailers and trying to see if there's anything good coming out, because it's been literally so long since I went to the theater, because I just don't go to the theater much anymore. Because why? Like, everything I go to try and watch is just like dumb. Like, it's dumb, or I walk out angry that I've spent that much money on something, or it's like meh. Like, it's not a terrible film, but it's not a good film either. I am excited for Tron Ares, and I hope they don't screw that up. It sounds like they're doing a soft reboot, so they're not bringing back a lot of their original cast from the Tron Legacy. The only one they're bringing back really is Jeff Bridges, and they're trying to make some changes there. I don't know why, because Tron Legacy was fantastic. If you haven't seen Tron Legacy, seriously, go watch Tron Legacy. It's so. You're excited for Minecraft? Yeah, no, I'm not. See, I've never been in Minecraft. I never played Minecraft. It looks silly to me. My kids love it, but I'm just like, as far as the movie goes, I'm like, no. I'm kind of over Jason Momoa. I don't mind Jason. I mean, the problem with Jason Momoa is he's always Jason Momoa. Like, he never plays anybody else. He is Jason Momoa all the time. And he doesn't have another, like, I've never seen him act any way other than himself. Like, he just, which is fine. In a lot of the roles, like, you want somebody, like him, then, I mean, you know exactly what you're getting. When you hire Jason Momoa, you're not getting an actor. You're just getting Jason Momoa put on the screen. And I remember the first time I saw him was in Stargate Atlantis, which I loved the Stargates. I love those shows, except up until Universe. And then I was something changed in Universe, and I was just like, whoa. Anyway, see, last movie I saw, Alien Romulus, and that was prior to me knowing it was owned by Disney. No, I'm not exalted. Yeah, I know. I got the sarcasm. No, it's so what we're going to do here is we're going to start out. We're going to watch some trailers. Now, I kind of talked about this last week, but a new trailer dropped for Superman. It was a sneak peek. It showed up in my feed the other day, and I'm like, okay, I'll take a look at it. And yeah, I guess Nerdrotic made a video the other day about something like this, but I haven't seen it. I have no idea. I tried to do a video on this last night, and it just felt like something that should be more of a live stream topic so that people can react to it in real time. If you haven't seen this, I wanted to show it to you, because basically it's an expansion of the trailer we already got. But anyway, so let's go ahead and we're going to watch this together. We'll pause it periodically to keep things I'm watching C on Prime right now with Jason. Well, and that's just it. Like with Jason, as long as you don't expect him to be really anybody other than who he is, he's great. He's great. But if you watch Jason Momoa expecting a really detailed, nuanced performance of him being somebody else, you're probably going to end up a little disappointed. but I mean, if you're just going there to see Jason Momoa, yeah. Anyway, so let's watch this trailer here. Let me pull this back up, and here we go. So far, we're seeing basically the same stuff we saw from the original trailer. It's in the Arctic, and Superman falls out of the sky and scatters snow everywhere. Little easy. Oh, here's my favorite part. A little globule of spitty blood. I was like, yeah, we needed to see that. Thanks, Superman. Thanks for the little spit of blood. Okay, so here comes Froofy the dog. Okay, so from here on till I stop it the next time is the new part that we're seeing from this sneak peek.
Stop! Stop! Crypto, take me home. Home.
Okay, gotta stop it again for copyright reasons, but yeah, so.
Crypto. Home.
Okay, so here's my thoughts when I saw this, because this is a bit of an expansion from what we saw in the original trailer. They've expanded this sequence, and all I could think when I was watching this was, this is why you don't put James Gunn in charge of things. If you want him to direct a film, yeah, he's probably okay there that way. If you want him to do much else, oh God, why? I mean, so here's kind of a serious moment. Superman's been injured, and what does James Gunn decide to do? We're going to try and throw some really inappropriately and poorly timed humor into this dramatic sequence because we don't know why. So we've already got a shitty dog that's been chosen. I mean, this is not the breed. I mean, this would have been a white lab, or it would have been a real dog, not Froofy the dog. If you ever heard Bill Cosby talk about Froofy the dog, this is Froofy the dog. But anyway, so I mean, we've already got a crappy dog. Now we see that this isn't just a crappy dog breed. This is a crappy dog in general. Okay, this is a dog that, and see, we've all been around dogs like this. You've gone over to a friend's house. Maybe you've even had a dog like this, where they just behave badly, and their owners don't stop it. Don't stop it. They're just like, oh, it's okay. Don't worry. He'll stop peeing on you here in a second. You know, this is the kind of dog, if the Green Lantern came over to the Fortress of Solitude, he'd be like, "Hey, Superman, your dog's humping my leg, and he just broke my foot." And I'm just like, really? This is oh my God! I watched this sequence and I thought, I mean, my expectations for this film like dropped about 10 notches. I'm like, it was already fairly low. I mean, out of 100, I was down here at like 30. As far as excitement, I thought it might have possibilities. I mean, now we're down into the 20s as far as expectations. See, I'm not going to see this movie till it's streaming because, see, that's where I'm at, Curtis. Is that it's Superman screams like a girl, a bad dog, bad owners. These dogs range from annoying to date, right? And like this is what they thought was appropriate for Superman's dog. I'm like, so I mean, they have gotten not only did they get the breed wrong, they've gotten this entire sequence wrong. Like before, it was just the wrong breed. Now we see this sequence expanded and show that not only is this dog the wrong breed, it's an awful dog that is just a shitty dog. And this is Crypto. This is, I mean, he doesn't listen to Superman. He's jumping on him. He's injured. He's bleeding. And the dog's like, and it's just like, oh. So, I mean, really. And then from this point on, we'll watch a little bit more of this because it expands on the sequence with the androids. See, now a Labrador would have flipped Superman up on his back and carried him to the fortress. Not this little Labrapoodle. No. This we got. And then to get into the fortress, apparently all you have to do is go. This is what we have to do.
Superman!
So an emotional robot played by James Tudyk, or Alan Tudyk, which is, I love Alan Tudyk. He's awesome. So here we see the androids, and they're talking, and we hear an emotional response from the android. Okay, now Superman, and then so now just given what we just heard, just imagine as this goes forward. This is kind of sweet. The robots pick him up, carry him.
Thank you.
No need to thank us, sir, as we will not appreciate it. We have no consciousness whatsoever.
We have no consciousness whatsoever. Okay, then why is there emotion? And one, why does this robot? This is from the Kryptonian science. This is Kryptonian level technology, and this robot looks like something that Tesla built, like now, today, in our day. So that's where Krypton's technology was when it exploded and sent a baby into space to another planet to survive and explode.
Merely automatons here to serve. Meet 12. She's new.
He looked at me.
Okay, see what I mean? That's an emotional response. That's a, oh, he looked at me. For robots without consciousness. No, like, anyway, so from here on in, we pretty much see the same thing as what is in the original trailer, except, I guess, for this next little bit.
14 fractured bones.
Damage to bladder.
14 bones, probably 13 of which the dog just broke on his way to the fortress.
Large intestine, lungs.
With a healthy dose of yellow sun, we'll have you up and at 'em in no time.
Level 4. So we can't just put out a mirror or refract it off of one of the ice pillars. We have to turn the entire freaking fortress.
292 times Saharan Prime, please, one.
Now we put Superman under a magnifying glass like an ant. And the sun hurts him. The sun. I just think, James, did you ever read a comic book? Now, I'm not a comic book aficionado, okay? I grew up in a very rural area. We didn't even have access to comics. So what I know of Superman stuff comes mainly from the animated series and the previous films. I mean, the Richard Donner. Anyway, like I would have thought that Superman, I mean, that the sun would have made him feel better, not been like, just that sequence doesn't make, I mean, and yes, Curtis, I mean, healing does hurt sometimes, but that's for human beings. This is Superman. Like, it's a different, I don't know. Maybe I'm being too hard on this, but seriously, broken bones have a hard time. Right. We're going to put him under a magnifying glass and be like, okay, we got it. He's all good now. Anyway. So, and then the trailer pretty much just goes on. Basically, it's pretty much the same from here on as what we've seen in the other trailers. So the sneak peek is basically to show you that this film is worse than what you were expecting it to be. I was possibly going to go see this in the theaters till this came out, and I saw it yesterday. And then I'm just like you, Curtis, I was just like, nope, I'm out. I'm not. I'm out. I'm not, like, I'll watch it when it comes to streaming or when I can get it for free, but I'm not paying to see that. Like, he did not do himself any favors. And, you know, James Gunn does some good stuff. With Guardians of the Galaxy, he really, really made that a good show. Because it plays into his strength of comedic timing, and stuff. And he had a fantastic cast to work with of really great actors, which I think helped to make that series of films work. You know, and they're all fairly good. The first one I still think is the best, but the ones that came after that are, you know, they're not bad. They're not bad, and they were great in you know, in the multicast films, in Avengers Endgame and stuff. They're great. Other than they turned Star-Lord into the douchebag, which basically prevented him from them from getting the gauntlet from Thanos before the snap. You know, so yes, man of foil, tinfoil. Because, you know, have you ever had a tinfoil dinner where you put the meat and the vegetables inside and then you cook it? It seemed like that's kind of what they were doing. They were just using a different end. I don't know. Like I said, the special effects aren't bad that I've seen for what is going to be in this, but they're not like Superman level special effects. Like in Man of Steel, you get a sense of how powerful Superman really is. Like, he's holding himself back. You know, when he lets himself get cuffed and he gets up and he just goes, and just the fact that he lets his arms drop breaks the handcuffs. And he just walks up to the glass and starts talking. There's a man who, wow, like, he's restraining himself from breaking everything around him. I mean, that's one thing. I mean, as bad as Zach did in those films, like, he at least got that aspect of Superman right. You see how powerful he is when he basically picks up the logging truck and shoves the logs through the truck and leaves it in like a modern art style outside the truck stop. I mean, you get that feel. Like with this one, like, Superman has a rear clear back to break a thing of glass. Really? We see that in the trailer later on. Superman could have walked up and went, boom, and just, that would have shown his strength. Like, you can't capture me inside this glass box. Like, how did you think this was going to end? I mean, I mean, even in Superman Returns, we see they're firing a 50 cal at him and it hits his eyeball and flattens against his eyeball. Like most of the other Superman films really give you that sense of how powerful he is. This one, I don't get that. Like Curtis says, he's the man of tinfoil. I mean, this is not the Man of Steel. This is the man of turkey. He's as fast as his beating Nerf gun dart. And he's a man of tinfoil with Froofy the dog as a pet. Anyway, so this is not something. This was not something to see this preview. I thought, oh my gosh, this is going to be bad. So, I mean, in a way, I'm grateful because it keeps me from going and wasting money. The sad thing is, I know my kids will probably go see it because it's a superhero movie, and I've trained them to like superheroes. So they won't realize what's happening till it's too late. So that's where we're going to leave that one because it deserves to be left sitting off by itself. The next one I wanted to watch with you is actually kind of a surprise. This one just kind of came out, or I just saw it today. This is Star Wars Tales of the Underworld. And I want to get your opinions on what you think of this trailer. And like I said, we'll be stopping it periodically throughout. Let's max this out. And we'll watch this together and you guys can tell me what you think. Yeah, James Gunn was all wrong for this project. I mean, I thought, okay, I'll try and give him a chance. But as stuff has started, I mean, the second he dismissed Henry Cavill, I was like, oh, shit. Because I was like, you know what? You can completely leave the Zack Snyder verse in the past. You could do that while still maintaining a lot of the cast members. Now, I think they should have replaced Jason Momoa with somebody who actually looked like Aquaman. If from the comics and stuff, Jason Momoa was okay in the role; he was fine. But I mean, I would have preferred somebody who actually looked like Aquaman, the classic Aquaman look. But I mean, it just as he started to do things, I'm like, he's already making missteps. I'm not a great fan of the guy that they've picked to play Superman. Now he might end up doing a great job, but he can only do as good of a job as the director that's directing him and letting him do stuff. So, I mean, it really does set the tone. Like the director sets the tone for the whole film. Zack Snyder went too dark. I almost feel like James Gunn is going too light and trying to do too goofy. This is not Guardians of the Galaxy. This is Superman. Like this, yes, there needs to be lighthearted moments, but it needs to be serious. This needs to be a serious film. Otherwise, when you get to Batman, oh God, I don't even know what he's going to do with Batman when he gets to that point. Because anyway, because the DC universe is very much, as I've always seen it, a much darker universe than Marvel. Not that Marvel doesn't have its dark parts and stuff like that, but DC is very much darker and grittier and real worldy kind of a feel to it. At least that's the way it's always come across to me. But yeah, no. And see, like I said, the darker Superman, I mean, it could have been done in a right way, but I just feel like Zack didn't pull that off. And he had the best Superman that we've had since Reeves. Anyway. So let's just go ahead and watch this trailer for the new Tales of the Underworld from the Star Wars. And I almost didn't do this one because I'm just like, Star Wars is just kind of dead to me. But I did like the Clone Wars, and we see characters coming back from the Clone Wars for this. We're going to stop here for a second. So, kind of an interesting intro. Like the animation, very Clone Wars-ish. Kind of like the new look for Ventress, gotta say. Kind of weird to see her with hair, but I'm okay with that. No, Judas.
Think from me.
All right, let's do that again. Apparently, I'm retarded. I apologize, you guys. It's amateur day here at the Speaker for the Dead. Here, that'll work better.
Just do as I say. Never can be too cautious with strangers out here. Then again, you're no stranger, Lady Ventress.
We got a problem here. Just saw him right in.
No.
Lady.
We got a problem here. Just saw him right in.
I was just teasing you, but I wanted you to be able to hear their voices and not see nothing.
What's the situation?
So here we got Cad Bane and Lady Ventress, or just Ventress. I don't know when they started calling her Lady Ventress.
He was your best friend.
Things have changed. You took everything from me.
Who are you?
I was Count Dooku's lead assassin. I don't want that life anymore.
Now, I always thought Ventress was one of the more interesting characters, and her story arc was actually one of the more interesting ones, I thought, in the Clone Wars. I actually did like her character, her betrayal, what happens to her, the Sisters of Dathomir. That gets a little weird, and it allowed for stuff like the Acolyte to come into being. The power of one, the power of two, the power of many. Oh, anyway, sorry, I just wanted to throw up a little bit in my mouth. So Curtis says, this style is CGI is why I started to hate anything all CGI. I hate the action. I hate the CGI style. Is purposely cheap and bad looking to me. Yeah, it's not anime. It's not anime, Curtis. But I mean, as long as the story's okay, I can kind of forgive some of the animation style. Even with anime, some anime has a very cheap look to it, but the story the story you get is usually good enough that you're just like, I don't care. They could have drawn this in Stickman and I would have watched it. So let's see, have you seen the cartoon? No, I don't believe I've ever, because didn't they do kind of a preliminary version of Clone Wars, and then they came back and did the Clone Wars. I can't remember but I never saw the original kind of Clone Wars that people talk about. I never saw that. But yeah, so I mean, sometimes the animation, like Arcane, I don't know if you've seen Arcane. It's kind of a very different stylized version of animation, but I kind of like it. But I mean, it's one of those things where I kind of like the different styles to tell a different kind of story and stuff. But yeah, no. So, I mean, if you don't like this style of animation, you're probably going to have a hard time with this. And I honestly, I'm showing this just to see what you guys think of it overall, because I'm kind of just done with Star Wars. They've so screwed things up with like the Acolyte, Obi-Wan Kenobi. I mean, everything they've done, especially with the Disney Plus TV shows, with the exception of the first couple of seasons of Mandalorian, has just been garbage. It's been trash. The Boba Fett was just, wow. How do you screw up one of the most sinister villains of all time? You hand it to Disney and go, hey, make him a lovely, fluffy bunny. It's like, oh, God, no. The gay Vespa scooter riders that were in, just so much of what they've done has left such a bad taste in my mouth that it's just been hard.
Bane?
Curtis, that's how you know it was good. They had to retcon it. Yeah, like all of the books, the stuff they deemed legends, and then went, it's none of it's canon until we screw everything up, and then we're going to start pulling stuff back in like Thrawn and other stuff that we might be able to use. It's like they have so used and abused Star Wars. It's like I said a couple weeks ago on a different video. Like, seriously, it's going to be before too long. Star Wars, Star Trek, Doctor Who, like all of these long time science fiction, fantasy series and IPs. I mean, I'm going to be able to buy them for like $50. Seriously, I might have a chance to buy these IPs because they've been so mismanaged that they're worthless. They're worthless now. Like, it's going to take years of them being out of the public consciousness and then bringing them back and restarting them in a good way based off the original stuff, the Gene Roddenberry stuff, George Lucas's original stuff. I mean, they're really going to have to do a lot of changing and stuff to make this work. Because, I mean, they kind of have hits and misses on Star Wars. With Star Trek, it's been all misses. Since 2008, they have just, I mean, you'd think a blind man was trying to snipe a target with how they've been. I mean, everything they've done in Star Trek has been a complete misfire, with the exception of the unification, like 675421 or whatever that one is. And that was an independent thing. That was not like Star Trek. So I mean, and that's been the only thing, but like I said, that wasn't even part of canon or like real Star Trek as put out by Paramount. So, but yeah, I'll have to go look that up, Curtis, because I've heard people talk about that one. I've never watched it. But I did like the original Clone Wars, mainly because my son really liked it. So it kind of got me into it because we were watching it together. So that's kind of why I kind of fell in love with Clone Wars, or at least liked it.
No one needs to die.
Get them.
You're gonna pay.
So I'm not exactly sure what the timeline is for what we're seeing here. I'm not completely sure of what is going to be happening here. I don't know if this is right after Ventress leaves Dooku or where the timeline is. But this is before Cad Bane is wearing the respirator mask. So I'm assuming this is happening before whatever happened to cause that to be a necessary thing. So this is probably a pretty far prequel of Cad Bane and a more recent thing of what happened with Ventress, or, like I said, I'm not, so hopefully they'll kind of explain that. But like I said, I'm not even sure. I might give it a chance.
This revenge. I hope it was worth it. It will be.
So there we go. We got that coming. Might be okay. This next one is one I'm actually more interested in seeing. And once again, it is a Star Wars thing. And so full disclosure here, I really did not like, so much of what had been going on around Andor, I didn't like. And so when Andor finally came out, I was kind of done. I was just done with Star Wars. I wasn't watching anything, which is sad because like Rogue One is probably the best thing that they've done since Disney took over. It's the only one that felt like it was really Star Wars. I pulled my own earplug out. So, I mean, So yeah, Curtis says guaranteed that the show won't have any of the cool music. It's like you've watched Star Wars stuff in the last 10, 15 years. No, that'll all be like, or if it does, it'll be like, duh, like they'll get that sound, that the duh. Anyway, but no, I finally broke down and watched Andor like I think a month or so ago, and I was actually surprised that it was good. I mean, it's a slow burn, which I'm okay with. I don't mind slow burn stories as long as it's good stuff that they're doing. I'm not one of these people that have to be like sucked in and there's got to be explosions and there's got to be craziness right off the bat. It's like it's okay. I'm okay if it's a little bit of a slow burn. Well, that's just blasphemy, Curtis. It's just no. No, I mean, and that's fine. You know, everybody has their taste. I loved Rogue One. I thought it was just, like I said, it was the best Star Wars I'd seen since the originals. I liked it better than I liked the prequels. I mean, they were okay, but that wasn't my favorite. But I mean, and most of my brothers like Rogue One. I know my brother that's just older than me, like both of us really, really liked Rogue One. But this trailer for the Andor season 2, which will be its final season, because they can't just oh, there's Kama. Kama is one of my brothers. If you guys don't know that, he's in here today apparently. Yes, we all kind of like that movie. Because, like I said, it went back and it had more of that real Star Wars feel than anything else that they've been doing. I mean, even with the really poor CGI version of Leia, the CGI of General Tarkin was actually, I didn't think it was that bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. But when they got to Leia, I'm like, what the hell happened to her? Like, did you not spend as much time on Princess Leia? I mean, she looks plastic. As where Tarkin, I mean, he looked plastic as a human being. Let's be honest, that guy looked rough when he was alive. You know, but the fact that they somehow managed to bring somebody in who spoke like him, that really sounded and brought Tarkin back to life, I guess, in a way. But yeah, more reaches. Yeah, I mean, so like I said, I was surprised that how much I ended up liking Andor and it is a very slow burn series, but Andy Serkis, who plays one of the prison guys, I really liked his performance in it. The guy that we're going to see in the I just lost his name. He plays the Emperor or the Baron Vladimir Harkonnen in the new Dune series. Oh, he's right there on the tip of my tongue. I can't think of his name, but he's in this, and he is just, every time I see him in something, I think this is going to be good. This is going to be good because he's good. He's one of those actors that he's usually never the main character, but you know, just because he's there, he's going to bring the performance level of everybody else around him up. So let's watch this trailer. I'll point him out when we get there. Maybe you guys can help me remember his name. I'm terrible with names. Seriously. It should be criminal. It should be a criminal offense how bad I am with names.
I came with you to be part of something. The Empire cannot win.
So we see Saul Guerrera's back, which I actually like him as an actor. He ends up playing the same character a lot, which isn't his fault. He's actually being considered for the Mad Eye Stellan Skarsgård. Thank you, Curtis. But this he's actually being considered for the role of Mad Eye Moody in the new Harry Potter series, which I'll probably never see because Snape's going to be black. Now, him playing Mad Eye Moody, making Mad Eye Moody black, wouldn't be a thing to me. But anyway, I'm off on another topic. Sorry, squirrel. So let's go ahead and continue this.
It's a different kind of mission.
I do like her as
If it goes up in flames, it will burn very brightly.
But if I'm giving up everything, I want to win. We have to. We must stand together. We will be crushed.
Resistance is absurd.
I'm really glad to see him coming back. Sorry, I don't know why my mic went mute. I've got a new mic. For those of you who don't know, I went and got me a Blue Yeti because the one I had made me sound like I was in a tin can. So sorry for that. But so we get to see director Krennic come back from Rogue One, which is great. I like that guy. He's a great actor. We get to see the android from Rogue One, it looks like.
It's a weapon. They're building a weapon. The monster will come for us all.
Revolution is not for the saying. You're right here, and you're ready to fight.
There's a future here for those who dare.
So we're seeing the cast all coming back from the original series, or from season 1.
Welcome to the rebellion.
So that's coming in April this month. So that's what we got to look forward to. There's a couple of those things. Like I say, I'm looking forward to them with trepidation or not at all. Andor's mom, yes. Yeah, like I said, I was really surprised at how much I ended up liking Andor, which I shouldn't have, because Rogue One was good. But I mean, but this is Disney, and they can screw up Snow White. So, which was basically what started Disney. When you can screw up your original film, I mean, wow. So yeah, that I'm actually looking forward to that, which it's getting harder and harder to find anything that's good. It really is, or to be excited about. So I was also watching some other trailers. There's a trailer for the new Naked Gun. Thought about watching that one, but it's really short and it doesn't really do a whole lot. But I mean, the only thing is that that's being done by what's his face, the Family Guy. I can't find the name of the guy who's who was right there earlier. Go! I guess we're gonna watch it.
Multiple SWAT units responding to hostage situation.
Seth.
Hey, little girl, stop.
What's his name?
What do you want, little one? Your ass.
That's the sound of the police. That's
Seth MacFarlane.
That's the sound of the police. That's the sound of
Who are you?
Frank Drebin, Police Squad. The new version.
That's the sound of the police.
Hi, Daddy. It's me, Frank Jr. Love you.
Hey, Dad. Boy, do I miss you.
Sound of the police.
Oh, now this part. Poor black guy. So anyway, that's pretty much the whole trailer right there. Then it cuts to Let's see, Seth MacFarlane is kind of hot and cold for me. Like every time especially anytime he opens his mouth politically, I'm just like, please stop dogging. You're letting your stupid show. But yeah, no, I mean, I don't know how you top Leslie Nelson. I'm sorry that I mean, sorry. Yeah, I don't know. So that one, I don't have a lot of high hopes for. And a lot of the other trailers I was seeing, they just look like big budget explosion heavy films. That there's one that's coming out from the world of John Wick. I think it's called Ballerina or something like that, and looks like John Wick shows up in it. That one might be okay. And there's another one where there's a whole bunch of assassins that end up on a plane. So I mean, there's some potentially okay movies coming, but I'm not holding my breath, because it's like ever since John Wick came out, they just keep coming out with these new movies where how many people can we kill in a sequence? And yeah, and yes, that exactly, comma. It's not art anymore. It's not creativity. This is just it's just a product. It's just a thing being churned out of a mill. And yes, Liam. I mean, he's a good actor. But yeah, and I'm kind of like
Steve Worthing.
I'm kind of like Curtis here, that I don't know whether I should be excited about this or not. Anyway, so I kind of wanted to pivot to a couple of other topics today that aren't entertainment related. These are going to be more topic of the day kind of. Let's go ahead and minimize that, move that out. These are going to be more topic of the day kind of things, mainly because it's a very big deal for a lot of people. So we're gonna talk for a minute about the tariffs that are going on and economy and stuff like that. And I will try not to bore you guys, but I want to get you guys' opinion. These live streams, and if you guys have any movies or topics that you're interested in talking about and you want to bring up, just let me know. Just let me know, and we'll pivot to those as well, because like that's what these topics live streams are about, is about you guys getting a chance to sound off and bring up topics you might want to talk about as well. But I see a lot of this tariff hysteria going on, and you know, I don't agree with Trump on everything, and I. But I'm not one of these lunatics that just overreacts about everything. So Kama wants to talk about Narnia. I only know a little bit about what's going on with that, but based on who bought it, let me see if I can pull that up. I think it was no, I don't think it was Netflix. They're not really showing the news for that. It is Netflix. So Netflix, I guess, has bought the rights to the Chronicles of Narnia. The one thing I have heard is that they're going to gender swap Aslan and make Aslan a woman, because why not? I mean, why follow what the creator of the series, said? It's not like he's based on Jesus or anything. Yes, he kind of is. Aslan is a stand-in for Jesus in this story. And so, I mean, this whole story is, Narnia is something of an allegory to the Gospels. Because unlike Tolkien, oh geez, I just lost his name. The writer of Chronicles of Narnia. Why can't I remember his name? Oh my gosh, C.S. Lewis. So I mean, C.S. Lewis was not afraid of allegory, and wanted to kind of show not a one-to-one comparison, but he wanted to do a similar story to teach the same kind of principles using different characters and stuff. But yeah, Meryl Streep is apparently confirmed as being Aslan, so I'll never watch it. I mean, the second I hear, like the second I remember when I heard in when Star Trek Discovery was first being discussed, they came out and said the Doctor and his friend is going to be gay, and that was it. I was just like, nope, done. And I've never watched a minute of Discovery that wasn't by accident. So I have no respect for people who don't respect the source material. If you cannot respect the source material and original writers and creators' vision for something, I'm not interested. And Hollywood has proven that they have no respect for anything, nothing. They took The Dark Crystal, which was one of Jim Henson's crowning achievements, and they made one of the shittiest TV shows. I mean, the puppetry and everything was great, but the story was garbage. The main character, one of the main characters, is a gelfling, and she's got two gay dads. Suddenly the society became matriarchal, which, okay, fine. Some say some cultures are matriarchal. It's fine. But I mean, they did the same thing to Willow. Willow, they made a series about that on Disney. It was so bad and so poorly received, they deleted it from Disney Plus. You can't even watch it. I don't think you can buy it. I mean, it's just gone. Just so I mean, that's what I just can't figure out why they don't learn the lessons of what not to do. Like, I mean, it's not hard. Follow the source material. Stop thinking that you're smarter than the people who wrote this material. You are not smarter than the guy that wrote Dune. You are not smarter than the guy who came up with Star Wars. You are not smarter than the guy who came up with Star Trek. You're not smarter than J.K. Rowling. You guys don't seem to understand that this is not yours. You are caretakers of this stuff. Just because somebody spent a lot of money and bought the rights to something doesn't mean it belongs to you now. Netflix, Narnia doesn't belong to you. I don't care what you say. And you're going to find out that this series is going to flop. It's going to do the same thing as Wheel of Time and Witcher and everything else that they have bought, that they have done, that has just, I mean, it starts and they just flush it down the toilet. The first season of The Witcher was okay. It does not follow the books, but I thought the first season of The Witcher was pretty good. The second season, I was like, and I didn't even watch the third season. At that point, I didn't even care. When Henry Cavill came out and basically said, this is garbage, I trust Henry Cavill because he's a fan, just like us. So I knew that that one was done. So if you want to call that series more of a cliff dive, yeah, no, and that's what this is going to be. This is just going to be another a Harry Potter. After they made the announcement of Snape, that one's gone. It's dead. I'm not interested. Don't care. Chronicles of Narnia, now that they've said they're going to put a woman in as Aslan, gone, dud, don't care. So it's sad that this is what we're that this is what we're seeing from our entertainment channels, or from our entertainment companies, and that's the crazy part to me, is how much money do you guys have to lose before you can't afford to do this anymore? I mean, that's what I keep wondering, is how do you do this? How do you keep making stuff that bad? I don't know that they're ever going to get it figured out. And I think part of the problem is there's too many big investors behind the scenes that are more interested in messaging and in just destroying stuff. They don't care how much money they lose because they've got more money than they ever are going to know. I mean, you look at George Soros, multi-billionaire. He could lose hundreds of millions a year and still be fine. And that's how he can do what he's doing. Warren Buffett, like all these guys that have made their fortunes, become super successful, and then have decided to hate themselves for their success, that they've been convinced that America is a terrible place and that capitalism is a terrible thing now that they've made billions of dollars in that system, like Jeff Bezos. So, I mean, it's just like, it just doesn't seem to affect them. And that's why Hollywood and these companies can keep doing this stuff, because they've got other sources of revenue and other things that keep propping them up, that keep making it possible for them to go down this road. So let's see. Prime is doing some good stuff though. Also check out From, really good. Okay, I'll go look into that. I haven't heard anything about that. And yeah, every once in a while they'll put out something decent and stuff, but it's like the stuff with Star Wars. It scares me to give them praise at this point. Now, as once on a live stream with a guy, I can't even think of his name, and we were arguing about this, and he's just like, and I just said, look, I'm not going to do anything that gives Disney a win while they're doing this. And he's just like, oh, don't be stupid, give them the win, stop being a miserable fart. And I'm just like, I'm not miserable. I think they're the ones that are miserable. I says, but if you give them the win, if they're doing all this horrible stuff, every time you give them a win, they think, oh, see, they like it. They like what we're doing. Mikey likes it, and it's like, no, Mikey doesn't. Mikey thinks this is garbage in a bowl. And so that's the problem, Curtis, is like, it's like trying to teach your kids not to be horrible people. Like you praise them for the good things that they're doing, but like if it gets confusing to them, I think, because like if you've got a kid that takes praise for one thing and somehow transfers it to something else, like you got to be careful. You got to be like, no, flushing the Legos down the toilet was bad. Now cleaning up your room was good, but taking with the Legos and flushing them down the toilet, that was bad. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just like, please, I don't know. Let's see, from number 2 on their platform for a while, it's kind of like zombie monsters meet Lost. Oh dear, I'm not a zombies guy. That might be hard. I will try and give it a try though. And it's called From. Let me go back up here. From. Okay. I will go give that a try, because I'm willing to try anything when people give me a suggestion to see if it's worth. But I'm not a zombies guy. Like I've always hated zombie films. They're just, I've never understood them. People love them, and I'm just like, I don't get it. I don't understand why this is a thing. Anyway, but I will give it a shot, Curtis. I'll go take a look at it. But yeah, no. So I was going to do some political talk, but I feel like maybe that's not the best way. Maybe I'll do a separate stream to talk politics. And it's not really politics. It's just news of the day. So something else I wanted to talk about. Now, this is just common news. So I read an article the other day. This is going to be a radical change of subject. I wanted to talk to you guys about the death of pizza. I don't know if you guys have heard about this. And I guess what I should say is talk about the death of the pizza chains. So I was reading an article the other day, and so full disclosure here, I love pizza. I could eat pizza almost nonstop, 24 hours a day, at least once a day. At least once a day. I'm fine with pizza. In fact, I like pizza so much that I've pizzaed my kids out. Like my kids don't hardly even like pizza because I eat pizza so much and I bring pizza home so often. But I'm seeing where Domino's is closing like 200 locations. Pizza Hut is closing like 140 locations. One of the pizza chains has just filed for bankruptcy protection. And I'm like, what? I mean, how can you screw up pizza? But I can tell you. So when I was in high school and stuff, when I finally could drive, whenever I came into town where we live, I went to Pizza Hut. When I was in high school, Pizza Hut. Oh, I love Pizza Hut. I went there every single time I came into town. I thought it was fantastic. It's just meat lovers. I could just eat it and eat it and eat it and eat it. Which is probably why I'm fat. But not morbidly obese, but I am fat. So it just let's see. Well, maybe there's so yeah, no. For about a year now, yeah. I mean, but it's so I like a place called Papa Murphy's, which is take and bake. I don't know if you have that in your area, Chris, but I mean, it is so good. And of all the pizzas that we like, that's pretty much where I go anymore. If I'm going to get a pizza, I don't even try that because something happened. Something happened. I don't know when it happened, but Pizza Hut's changed. They got rid of their salad bars. They started doing these stop and go locations where you go in and you just pick up your pizza and you leave. Like there was no sit-in restaurant. I mean, the crust tastes like cardboard. It's seriously, I'm like, what? What is this? Like, what did you do? Like, you used to be when I was growing up, Pizza Hut was the quintessential pizza place to go to. I mean, they used to have the candles on the table. I mean, it was very Italian feeling. It was great. But man, I'm telling you, when I saw this news the other day, I'm just like, what the hell? I'm like, how did you guys screw up pizza? You guys have put yourselves into bankruptcy with pizza, and that's what it is. Like they've gone, like so. I ordered a Pizza Hut pizza probably like a year ago. Now I love pepperoni and black olive. It's one of my favorite combinations of pizza. So I ordered this from Pizza Hut, brought it home, stuck it in my mouth, and immediately wanted to spit it out. But I paid for it, so I'm like. So they've changed their olives to Mediterranean olives, and they taste like I would imagine a sweaty eyebrow tastes. Like they are disgusting. They are foul. Like I'm like, I don't know, did somebody pee on these olives while they were growing? Or like what happened? I don't know. So Kama says it's because of the cost. I think you used to be able to buy pizza for 5 or 10 cents. Yeah. I mean, it is getting more expensive. And like I say, they're using worse and worse ingredients. They're using cheap crusts that are like manufactured out of sawdust or I don't know what. But see, and I've never eaten at Papa John's, but I've heard a lot of people tell me that it's good. We just don't have a lot of them around where we live, or yeah, like I said, I tend to get stuck in a rut. If I find something that's good, that's where I go. So anyway, so I mean, I thought it was a strange thing, and I wanted to ask you guys if you've seen this. I was playing a game the other day in StarCraft 2, which is like 15 years old game, but I still love playing it. And the chat has become nothing but this politicized, crazy wackadoodle place. Like if you go in there and just get into the chat, wow, just hang on to because it's nothing but politics 24 hours. And I finally am just like, guys, please stop talking about politics. Like everybody calling each other names. And it's like, I mean, it would be if it was like real life. I mean, I imagine it was kind of like what the Battle of Gettysburg would look like, just in a chat room. You know, everybody firing so many bullets, they were actually hitting each other in the air, and their death and destruction being left everywhere. And this one guy goes, I hate America because of the tariffs and blah, blah, blah. I'm never going to eat pizza from Domino's ever again, and I eat a lot of pizza. I was just like, really? Really? You think you not eating pizza is going to break Domino's? I'm like, apparently I was wrong. I had no idea that one person ate that much pizza, and he basically killed Domino's. I don't know, but it's just such a bizarre thing. Like I said, I thank you guys for being here for the stream today. I've had a lot of fun talking about this stuff. If you hear of any films that are coming that you want to review and stuff, or trailers that you're interested in and you want to get reactions to them, yeah, just let me know, because I'm looking for good stuff. I really am. I am really trying to be positive. This last weekend we had what we call General Conference as LDS people, and I got to listen to some of our leaders speak. And one of the man we consider a prophet, he said something about online dialogue, and I wanted to leave you guys with this thought. And he was saying how vitriolic and poisonous our conversations and our online debate and stuff has gotten. And it really struck a chord with me, because without realizing it, I have fallen into that. I will say some of the most brutal, unpleasant things, try and stir up arguments and stuff online. And I just thought, you know what? I'm not convincing anybody. I'm not convincing anybody doing that. I'm just spreading anger and hate and siphoning off some of my own feelings on other people. And I really have decided to try and tone that down, so that when I discuss things, they're more from an even keel standpoint, and I hope you guys will help hold me to that as I go forward, because I like being positive. I want to be positive. Doesn't mean I'm going to be like, Star Wars is going to be great. You know, it's because it's not. And I mean, I'm not going to be falsely optimistic, but I do want to try and find those things that we can get around and go, this is good stuff. I was watching a little bit of a video today from Theory, Star Wars Theory, and he's about to release his Vader movie, his whatever he's calling it, his short Vader movie. It's a nonprofit thing, and I'm hoping that it's good. He's put a lot of effort into it, and I don't watch him very much, but I just thought, well, I hope that turns out to be something good. And that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that eventually Hollywood sees what they're doing and turns and starts getting better. I hope they start changing what they're doing, and that at some point in the future, we can start rooting for these things again, instead of talking about how they disappoint us. I mean, this was a chance to reset Superman. You know, we watched that trailer earlier, and it's just like, and I feel like it's just one more false step on DC. I don't know why the live actions have never been able to figure out what the animated series did, because the animated series, whether it was Justice League, Batman, Superman, all of those, they were fantastic. They did a great job with those characters. And yet when we transfer them into live action, something goes terribly wrong. And I don't get it. So I hope you guys will go out there, try and be positive, try and find something good, and just, I hope we'll all try and have a little bit better dialogue. I'm really going to watch myself and not try and stir up problems online. I'm not going to go on X, and because I used to get on X and I would say, somebody would say something stupid and I'd mouth off and be nasty. And I don't want to be that guy anymore. I want to be the better speaker for the dead, the better Brian. And I hope that we can all set our goals on doing that, so that we can elevate, because I mean, we can only really start with ourselves. We can only change ourselves. We can only make ourselves better. We can't really fix anybody else. We can help when people want help, but we can't change the dialogue unless we change what we're doing first. Not that I'm just going to give in and kowtow to people I'm just going to say true things. And I'm not going to be like, you suck and you're evil and you're stupid. Oh, I know, Curtis. Some people are going to get offended no matter what you do, and that's why I say I'm just going to say truthful things without being nasty about it. And if they want to get offended by the truth, well, then there's not a whole lot I can do about that. But I'm just going to be forthright and honest and try and change what I can when I can, and I hope you guys will join me in that. Yeah, so I mean, it's going to be tough, because I told people this the other day. I am definitely a work in progress. It's going to take a lot of effort to try and turn down the dark and evil Brian that I've been letting out of the box, because he's definitely in there. Anyway, so just a reminder: this Sunday we will be doing speaking with the family about our family anime talk. We're still trying to come up with I think we're just going to call it Anime Talk with the Family. We are going to be talking about Fire Force. Fire Force has its season 3 coming. Really excited to start watching that. And then we're just going to kind of do a quick review of the previous seasons. I hope you guys will join us. We're going to try and do that a little earlier in the day. We've been doing it like 6 o'clock at night, which seems to be a little bit late for people, especially if they're in other countries. We've had people come in from Germany and Great Britain, and they're just like, can't you do this earlier? It's like 4 o'clock in the morning over here, and I'm like, sorry. Anyway, so, but thanks for being here, guys. Till next time, be good, and we will talk to you again. Bye now.